Hello students, today we are going to learn another chapter, the second chapter from your English lesson, that is the Diamond Necklace by G.D. Maupassant. Let us come to know something about the author. G.D. Maupassant is a very famous writer, a popular writer from 19th century. He is a French writer. When we look at his lifestyle, he lived very short, but a productive life. Therefore, I would suggest to all of you, this is the best time to make use of this time for productive life. Improve your aspects, learn which you are interested, and improve your language better. G.D. Maupassant was a very famous writer and considered to be the father of modern short stories. Diamond Necklace is considered to be one of his landmark, beautifully written. Let us enter into the story. The story revolves around the irony of the fate of a young and beautiful lady, that is Mathilde Loisel. Mathilde Loisel belongs from a very poor family. She is very young, very beautiful, charming, but she hails from a very poor family, and she would never able to imagine that she would be able to live a very luxurious life. But she always dreamt of a luxurious life, but she knew she would never able to take that luxurious life. She was married to a middle class family man, that is a clerk. Both got married. The life was beautiful, but this lady always had a little dream in her mind towards the luxurious life. She always dreamt that. And so, as life was going beautifully between Mathilde Loisel and her husband, one fine day, Mathilde's husband brings an invitation. She is very sad to see the invitation, but he thinks that she would be happy by seeing the invitation. Just opposite takes place. She shows a very gloomy and a saddy face. By looking at that, her husband asks her, "Why do you look very gloomy?" And she says, as the ladies, they have plenty of complaints. And she says, "Yes, I have nothing to wear for the party. Nobody will look at me, and I will never come for this party." Looking at the situation of his wife, Mathilde's husband takes 400 francs, which he saved it for his own purpose. He wanted to buy a very good gun. He saved that money for that. He hands over that money to his wife and asks her to buy a beautiful gown. She buys a beautiful gown. She is ready, prepared to go for the party. And again she was sad, gloomy. Husband was disturbed. He asked her, "Why do you look again so gloomy and dull and sad?" She says, "I don't have a befitting jewelry, so no one is going to look at me. I don't have a jewelry to wear." Looking at the situation, Mathilde's husband suggests to her, "Why don't you go to your friend, Madame Forestier, and borrow a jewelry, and you may wear it for the party." She finds the suggestion good, and so she goes to her friend, Madame Forestier, and borrows a jewelry. Madame Forestier belongs to a very rich family. She has plenty of collections. Mathilde looks at all the collections and she was surprised that Madame Forestier has a beautiful collections. And she picked up one by one, and she liked everything. She never wanted to leave anything in that house and come back. Finally, her eyes looked at a diamond necklace, which she liked so much. So she asked Madame Forestier, "May I pick up this diamond necklace?" Madame Forestier said, "Beautiful, take it, be happy, and return it as soon as possible." Mathilde very happily takes the jewelry, the diamond necklace, and goes home. Now, the rest of the story is really beautiful. Let us go through. Mathilde Loisel attended the ball with her husband, and everyone was paying attention to her. She was the prettiest of all the women present there. All the men were fascinated with her charm. They wanted to be introduced to her. All the officials of the ministry expressed their desire to dance with her. Even the minister took notice of her. She was such a beautiful and a charming lady in that party. She was intoxicated by pleasure. She was taken up. She was very happy that she was the center of attention. She was greatly excited and happy. She danced and danced. She forgot everything in the victory of her beauty and felt elated over her success. She danced and danced in the hall till about 4 o'clock in the morning. When she had finished, her husband threw the modest shawl he had brought it. After reaching home, she stood before the mirror. She wanted to see herself once more in all her glory. However, she was shocked to see that there was no necklace around her neck, and then started crying. Mathilde informed her husband that she had lost the necklace. Her husband was again shocked. They knew it is not of their property. They have to return to Madame Forestier. They looked for the necklace everywhere, but all in vain. Mr. Loisel, as a very good husband, went about searching. She was waiting in her room. She had no more strength left to go to bed. Her husband returned at about 7 o'clock, but he could not find the necklace anywhere. On the advice of her husband, Mathilde wrote a letter to her friend, Madame Forestier, saying that the clasp of the necklace was broken, so it had been sent for repairs. In this way, they got some time to buy another diamond necklace. After going from one shop to other, at last they found a necklace similar to the lost one. The shopkeeper demanded 40,000 francs as its price. The bargain finally was settled for 36,000 francs. Mathilde's husband was a poor man. He had only 18,000 francs with him. He borrowed and borrowed from others. They brought the necklace and sent it to Madame Forestier. She did not care to see it. Now a life of hardship began for Mathilde and her husband, because they have borrowed lot of money from others and they have to return it. They had to pay off the debt of 18,000 francs. For this, they had to shift to a very cheap room. They left the place where they lived. They gave up all the luxurious living. They shifted to a very poor room, taken it for rent. Mathilde Loisel gave up all the beautiful things. She kept it for herself. She began to work for herself. They had no servants to serve them. She was carrying water, the household work, everything she had to do. The husband began to work day and night to earn money to pay off the debt. And in this way, we find the hard work makes Mathilde Loisel a tough and a hard woman. The beauty and a charm began to fade away. They had paid the entire amount at the end of 10th year. But Mathilde had to pay a heavy price for it. She looked like an ordinary woman. She looked old now. She was now a tough and rough woman. One fine day, Mathilde went out to take a walk. She saw Madame Forestier there and went up to her. Madame Forestier was surprised to see her so much changed. Madame Forestier even could not recognize her because Mathilde was such a beautiful and a charming lady, but now she looks like an old lady. Mathilde told her that she had to lead a very tough life and it was because of her. Madame Forestier was puzzled to hear it. Then Mathilde explained to her how she had lost her diamond necklace and had to buy another for 36,000 francs to replace it. It had taken them 10 years to pay for it. Madame Forestier was moved and surprised to hear Mathilde's tragic story. She revealed to Mathilde that her necklace was worth only 500 francs. It was an artificial jewelry. It was not a real diamond necklace. It was an artificial and not a real one. And therefore, I say that the story revolves around the irony of the fate of an young, beautiful lady called Mathilde Loisel. Yes, students, I am sure you grasped the lesson and it has a beautiful message to give to every one of us. Let us try to learn the message that the lesson gives us, the diamond necklace, and try to instill it and practice it in our life, which may lead a very beautiful and happy life. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.